Okay guys, we're going to give you a little catch up on what's going on here today. Now, I've mentioned this several times. Anyone out there looking for a trailer? Kit's Equipment. Kit's Equipment, look them up. They're on the island. They're down here in BC. I should say the Fraser Valley. They're everywhere. There's one in Aldergrove. Kit's Equipment. You want to look them up. Gord. Gord's a good guy to get hold of. Find him online. Anyway, what Gord does is Gord is actually one of the people in charge of the Merritt Mountain Music Festival. Again, look Merritt Mountain Musical Festival up. That's a great thing too. Happens all the time, once a year up there in Merritt. Awesome. Big party time if you're looking to party. Anyway, what Gord's done is he's bought a few trucks, and this is one of them. I think he said he picked up 3 or 4 trucks. I'm not sure if he said they were all like this or not. But what his plan is they're older Ford pickups. He doesn't want to get too carried away with doing into the body and that. Basically, he just brought them into me and he said, Rick, hey, can you go through them, check the front end out, check the brakes out, check the motor out, give it a tune-up. Just make it so what he wants to do is he wants to put a bunch of logoing down the side that's advertising for the Mountain Festival. And he's going to put some stake pockets up on the side of the wood and put signage on it. And basically what's going to go on is these trucks, he's just going to let his employees drive them around town just locally for advertising for the festival. So what we're doing here is, you know, I pressure washed the motor. The motor's all covered in grease, so I pressure washed it all up. As you can see, I'm putting some new hoses on. I've got the crossover pipe, which is right here. Now, he doesn't want to get carried away on spending money. This is just for advertising. So the crossover pipe was rotted right in between here. So I just took a piece of metal and welded another piece of pipe right over it. It's good enough for what he's doing. He's not building a show truck. Like I say, they're just every year, pull them out, the advertising's on them, drive them. So we're doing the thermostat, the gasket. The rad was leaking, so obviously you can see I've got no radiator in here right now. It's down getting serviced. We're going to put some new belts on it. Points, condenser, rotor, cap, wires. We're going to do that. The basics, right? The belts, make sure it's good. Check out the battery. Charge up the battery really good. Then we're going to pull the wheels and tires off it. And we're just going to go through the brakes in the front end and make sure everything there is kosher. Make sure everything's working. So that's what's going on there with that. So there's one on the list. Now, if we come over here, a fella just brought me this car in. Now, him and I are still discussing this car. It's a 68 Charger, and it come out of Texas. And, well, I hate to be an asshole, but you know me. You know that's why you guys watch me, because I call it like it is. There's not a straight panel on this car. There's not one straight panel on it. And if there is an area that's straight, that's because it's got body filler in it. It's a good car, though, actually. Besides that, you're probably thinking, what the hell? Actually, I'm thinking, what the hell, too. Anyway, the floors are solid, the trunk pan's solid, but it's a rough old girl. So we're going to try and get it fired up and running, because, like I say, he brought it, it came up from Texas, and apparently it runs, but I put a battery in it the other day, and there's wiring laying everywhere, and the thing doesn't even crank over. Like, I'm going to have to jerry-rig it and hot wire it to get it to go. It's just got the 360 in it. Nothing too special there, but I mean, she's a rough old girl. But it is a 68 Charger, I guess. So to all you Dodge fans out there, but I mean, look inside there. I mean, obviously, like I say, the floors are good and solid, but the rest of it is just, it's beat. Can't even get the door closed now. It says Hemi there, but there ain't no Hemi. So somebody's just sprayed it in flat black and put a red stripe across the back and farted around with it. But anyway, so this is another one that came in. Like I say, the owner, I think what the owner's waiting on is he's waiting on me getting it running and let that to be the deciding point, because if it runs like ass and tranny ain't working and diff is thumping around and making noise, well, it might be best just to pass this project along. But I'm not too sure what's going to happen, so we'll wait and see. Now, Graham's 66 little Ford pickup blasted the box. Came up with a few episodes here, a few things. Somebody had welded a patch in behind here. At one point, this truck must have had gas tanks in the back, in the box, and this is where they were using the fillet. Now, what they'd done was they just put a patch in behind and welded it on the outside. And of course, when you looked in behind the box here, you could see the patch. Well, Graham doesn't want that, so I cut it out again, and I'll butt weld a nice piece in there. Also, as you can see over there in the corner of the box, it's rotten. So we got to do some rust repair there. And if you can see over here, I've already started cutting it out. Again, it's rotten over there. And then, of course, we come around to this side of the box. Let me get it pushed out here. If you can see down below there, what that is down there, I welded this patch in now. It had a piece of metal just stuck in behind too, and I butt welded a new piece of metal in there. What it is it had the toolbox down there originally. But Graham doesn't want that. He doesn't like the look of the door down there. So we're eliminating that. So someone had just shoved the patch in behind, so we're fixing that. And of course the same hole again up top there that you can see that somebody had done. And then of course not only that, typical truck, you know, it had to, someone back here had done some work because it had the hooks obviously up on the box. So we're working on that and seeing what we can get done there. Now, for all you guys that have been paying attention and watching my videos, you'll see a year ago, this is the one that Darren had wired up and done a bunch of work to. Well, it is back. It's back because the upholstery's done. Now, of course, the nose is off it right now because we're just fixing a little bit of a pipe issue here with the radiator. The pipe was sticking up a little too much, but the upholstery is all done, and we're going to give you a look at it. Let me open this up. Now this is all done, whoops, this is all done in real leather. Of course we didn't do it. Upholstery guy down the road here, Derek at Custom Creations. He's got a web page, look him up, Custom Creations, or Chilliwack, BC. He did it. So you can see the overhead console he built for it. You can see how, remember we wired in that push button automatic? That's right, you got an electric thing that changes your gears for you, just like in the old Chryslers. Now it's back again, push button. And then we had done all the tilt column. Put all new gauges in it, if you remember that. Derek built a whole panel down below. He's got speakers down in there too. He's done, now I got the seat covered up because I didn't want to mess anything up. Let me uncover the seat. He's done some nice little custom touches right there. You know, look at the stitching. Beautiful stitching. Absolutely flawless. I couldn't afford this upholstery in one of my cars. Unless you guys on YouTube start bringing me jobs. Just fucking with you. Anyway, awesome job. He put the nice little lights in, if you see when you open the doors up. It's got the nice lights down there. And he also did it, if you look, he's also done it down here by your feet. Very nice. It's got the, I guess this is GPS and TV and stereo and Sirius radio. I don't know much about that stuff. I'm an old school guy, but it's got all that stuff in there. He's built a cup holder for her down there. Yes, it's a lady that owns the truck. Of course, he's done all the carpeting and he's made the nice mats for it. So anyway, why he brought it to us, as you can see, it kind of got chipped up and scratched up along here while he was working on it. And of course, you know, Dave and I are having a fit because look at the upholstery. Like now, like this is a big job. Like look at this. We got to get in here and sand all this and prep all this and repaint the door jambs with the upholstery in. Nobody does that. I shouldn't say nobody, but you don't see many shops that do that, but we're going to do it. Because he asked us to, and what else do you do, right? He's not about to rip the upholstery out. So, there it is. It is back. It is back. You got to see the upholstery. There you are. And of course, we got Rich's little 60 Chev pickup. Rich is a customer. He comes to me all the time. Lives in Harrison Hot Springs. Anytime there's a problem, he brings his work to me. He highly recommends me, which I appreciate that, Rich. Big thumbs up to you out there if you're watching. Anyway, he had a bunch of crap stuck in his carburetor. I guess he's out there maybe, he likes to hit it in the passenger all the time. Must have sucked some shit up and plugged his carburetor up. Anyway, it's fixed now. So if you're watching, Rich, there you go. Okay, and then we come over here to the Monte Carlo. Jake's car. Now, if you remember, if any of you guys know Monte Carlos, because I sure in the hell don't know them, but I'm learning on this one. The dashes normally kick out. See how this kicks out? Normally kicks out up in here like that. But Jake wanted, he saw a dash on a Monte Carlo where the gauges went right across the whole thing. But it was a race car. So he wanted something like that. So we went and ordered Autometer Phantom gauges up. Phantom, sorry, excuse me. And I built this steel panel. We cut it out. And now we eliminated that piece that normally sticks out. We eliminated it. We put these gauges in. Then up here where his heater vents would go, he's got a set that go way over there. Plus he's got vents that come on your feet. Plus he's got vents up top. We eliminated these ones and put some more gauges here and put them on an angle. Then what we did is normally in this area you've got your headlight switch, your wipers, your defrost button, all that stuff. Well, down here was where your radio went. Well, I'm in the midst of building a panel and you can see we've lengthened all the wires and plugs. Everything is going to be over here for headlights, wipers, defrost, all that's over there because he wants to hide his stereo. So we're putting everything there, which gives him the cleaner look there. So I don't know, you guys give me a big hell yeah if you think I did okay, or give me a big yeah fuck that sucks if you think I didn't do too good. It's a Monte Carlo, it's 1980, it's plastic, man, and I told you I got kind of talked into this car. Jake's a good guy and I said I'd do it for him, but I don't know much about, this is new to me, 1980's new to me, guys, and I don't know much about working with this shit. So I'm sure some of you other guys out there are more talented when it comes to this, but I think I did a pretty good job. I did what Jake wanted. I made it look nice. It definitely cleans it up. I think it definitely looks better than stock. But I'm sure, like anything, anything could have been better. But he's happy with it. I'm happy with it. And I did the best I could do, So now we come around to the motor. You can see we've got the rad support in. We've got the rad all done. We've got the fan on there. We've got the headers on there. We've got some nice hooker headers on there. We got the tranny cooler mounted in the front, the oil cooler. Now, I've got to tell you guys something. The big news is, I'm a mess today. Look at this. There's always somebody out there commenting saying I have hair like the big boy burger guy. I don't know who he is, but if you're out there watching, I just fucking banned you from the channel. Anyway, just fucking with you. Anyway, Darren left us a while back. Darren was here 2 days a week, and that's all I need a wiring guy for is a couple days a week, because, there's not enough wiring here for full time. And Darren has a place over in Saturn Island, which is over on the, over in the islands there, wherever the hell it is, near Victoria area. And anyway, he used to go there on the weekends, and he used to spend his weekends over there, and he loved it. And he decided that he wanted to get out of Chilliwack, out of the Fraser Valley, because he had been here his entire life, basically, and he wanted to go over there. So I never mentioned that he was moving or leaving me because I didn't know if it would work out for him and if he'd be back or not. And unfortunately for me, Darren is going to stay over there. He loves it over there. And if you're out there watching, Darren, we miss you, man. You're an awesome guy. He was a good fabricator, good wiring guy. He was just great. He was an all-along team player. We tried a couple guys out. A couple guys didn't work out. And out the door they went. And now we've got a younger generation in here. We got Chris. We got a young guy in here, Chris. He's 27 years old, but he's got an old school heart. He's old school soul, I know, because he's a car guy. And anyway, he's been doing a lot of work on the Monte Carlo. What I'm showing you right here, right now, he's been doing it. I mean, I made the gauge thing for the dash, but he's lengthened the wires. He's done all that stuff. He's put the headers on. He's put all the rad in, the cooler in, all that. Good fella. Good fella. He's working out good. You'll see him in some videos. If he holds on, he works out good the next couple more days here. Well, then we'll start getting him in videos. But he's still on his trial period, so don't fuck it up, Chris. Anyway, he's a good guy. So we got a new guy. Now, we'll go over here and we'll show you what's going on over here. And yes, this is Graham's truck right here, just sitting in the carport. Not much to show you there. We've painted the gas tank, base coat, clear coat, and we're about to mount that back in the back of the frame rail here. Get that all mounted. Okay. Gene's car, the 41 Ford. As you can see, we've got the fenders all mounted on it. We got the grill back in it, the bumper back in it, all that kind of stuff. We've got the radiator in it. Now, what Gene's car originally came in for was he wanted us to do the rust repair down on the fenders. And then Gene took the car home, and he had dual carbs on here, and he was going to put tri-power setup on here. So if you guys remember, for those who have been following, his car comes here once a year. A couple years back, it came here, and we did all the body work and did the rear fenders, and we had the body off the frame. And we put a brand new flathead motor that was built by Bruce Brown, the local legend out here in Chilliwack. Okay? Had the dual carbs on it. Then it came back this year, and Gene decided that he wanted to go tri-power. So now he went and he bought this manifold and carburetor setup, and he got it all put together by another guy in town, Vancouver. I think his name is Luke. I'm not too sure. If I've got it wrong, I apologize. And Luke put all these hoses on here. Now this isn't the greatest thing. I didn't fuck with any of this. I don't really like this, to be honest. I like, old school to me is hard piping, get some copper on there or get some just plain old gas line or something, but get that off of there. This is kind of race cars to me, but whatever. I'm not going to knock it because you know what? It's not my place to do it. But I guess I just did, didn't I? Anyway. We got the fenders on, we got the rad in. I fired the car up the other day. It fired up. All I had to do is basically, Gene also put an electronic distributor down in there made by Mallory. I don't know if you can see it down in there. So all I basically did was the distributor was always set right at 0. I fired the car up. It kind of was a little choky, kind of lumpy. I moved the distributor a little bit, and now it's idling fine. It seems to be idling fine. I didn't mess with nothing else because I'm not going to get involved in this, because I'll tell you why. Gene's going to take his car, and hopefully Gene is going to take it to wherever he decides to take it, because I'll tell you why I don't want to get too involved. Bruce Brown built the motor, okay? Then Gene went and had all these carburetors done and apparently set up by this other guy named Luke in Vancouver. And then Gene brought the manifold home with all the carburetors and all the bullshit apparently set up on it, and he bolted it on the car himself. Okay, so we've gone through 3 people right here now. Now it's back to me. I have to put the rad in, obviously, because Gene couldn't run the car because there was no radiator in it, and he couldn't put the radiator in because the front end wasn't on, obviously. So now I've bumped the timing up. I've got it running, but I'm stopping there. Now I'm going to put the hood on. It idles. I'm going to let Gene take it out of here. I could fiddle with the carburetors, I could fiddle with this, I could fiddle with that and probably get it run like a dream, but I'm not going to. Why am I not going to? Because when a car like this has gone through so many different hands, it's best just to walk away from it. Because what happens is so many different people get involved in it that when something goes wrong, that guy says, well, that's his fault, and then the next guy says, nope, that's that guy's fault, and the next guy says, nope, it's that guy's fault. Well, I'm taking a complete wash to it because I didn't touch anything on it. All I've done is put the fenders on and the radiator in, threw some fucking water and antifreeze in it, moved the timing forward a bit, and wham, bam, there you go, it fired up. See you later. So that's what's going on here. So Gene's car is pretty close to going, so we'll get the hood on tomorrow. We'll grab another video for you guys so you can listen to it run. We'll show you what's going on, but that's about it. Now, some people might think that's kind of mean of me to do it that way, but you know what? When a vehicle starts going through so many hands, whether you agree or disagree, I just like to stay out of it because I just think it becomes a little bit of a headache. I don't want to be the guy that's like, well, I think maybe he did this or I think he did that. I just don't want to be involved in it. So this way here, it's better. If Gene takes it out of here and there's something not running right or something not working right, I'm not involved in it. My job was to do the fenders. My job wasn't to get it to run. So that's what we're doing there. Now, you know what the old saying is, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So I'm not going to be a chief. I'm just going to be the guy that bolts the fenders on. Now this is my buddy Corey. Now Corey you've seen many cars come from Corey. Corey buys and sells cars all the time. He loves cars. He likes, you know, he's a retired guy. And there's nothing wrong with this. He buys them, he flips them. Not a lot, but you know, he goes through a couple a year at least. Anyway, he picked up this little 55 Ford four-door. Neat little car. Basically, the only thing he brought it in for is he said, hey, can you look at the steering? Feels a little loose, and the gas gauge ain't working. So we're going to get this all taken care of tomorrow. Tomorrow being Tuesday. And that's about it. Corey's talking about maybe later on getting us to lower it down for him. And you know what? Visualize this, guys. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Let's put a nice set of painted rims on there and a moon hubcap, or better yet, let's put some wide whites, some chrome steelies with a spider kit with a 2-inch drop all the way around and a set of lake pipes. Now that would wake this car right up. Not that it needs waking up, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful little car. So there we go, automatic. Nice clean interior. You gotta love the dashboards, how they had that glass speedo, you know. Such a beautiful thing they had back then. This is actually the same steering wheel that I'm running in my 49 Ford pickup, Black Betty. Just a nice plain Jane simple little wheel. So it's you know, look at the door panels, they're all original. And again, there's nothing wrong with a 4-door. So don't let me hear anybody knocking it because it's a 4-door. Because if you're knocking it because it's a 4-door, then obviously you're not a real true car guy. You aren't. Because any old car is better than a new car on the road any day of the week. Whether it be 2-door, 4-door, ragtop, what it be. It's better than a new car. So there's nothing wrong with this little car. Looks awesome. So that's what's going on there. That's what's happening there. And that's about all I can show you that's happening here. We're going to get a... And of course, you know, look at I've been cleaning up. You guys remember I had cement poured in my lean-to? Well, I've been starting to fill it up with stuff. I'm a hoarder, guys. You can tell by looking around. And what you're seeing here is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. I am a hoarder. I don't sell anything because I'm still at that age where the whole plan is in a couple years I'm going to sort of semi-retire here and I'm going to build cars like I used to. I'm going to build 1 car or 2 cars a year the way I want, and how I want them is old school. The old school chops, the customization, all that kind of stuff. That's why I buy all this stuff at swap meets and I don't sell it. It's not because I'm trying to be an asshole to people. It's just because I want to build things and I've got ideas in my mind, and I go to all the swap meets sometimes and you know, I pick up stuff and you know, people give me stuff or I hear about stuff or whatever, and I pick up stuff and I don't want to sell it because I buy it. You know, I dig around and I get it cheap, you know, because I either get it off people that don't know what it's worth, or sometimes you get off of people that just want to get rid of it, so you get good deals there, right? So that's what goes on there. So it's not because I don't want you guys to have it, it's just because I plan on building cars one day, and that's about it. I've got enough cars laying around here of my own. I think I'm at 8 cars at the moment, and so I got some good custom ideas that I want to do. So that's what we're going to be doing there. So don't worry, the filming won't stop. We'll still be filming, even though it's gonna, you know, even though I'll be semi-retired. And when I mean semi-retired, I just mean that basically I want to cut it down so I'm going to be working only 3 days a week, and the other 2 days a week I'm going to work on my own shit. I'll never leave the business. I can't, because I like to be a part of every customer car that comes in here. I like to do something to it. I'm like that, you know. I love cars. So yes, I'm a hoarder. I will not sell anything. I do not sell anything, and no, I don't even trade. What I got is what I got. So that's about it. Anyway, I want to thank you guys all for watching. And yes, we'll be getting Dr. Dave up here soon in a video, and we'll show you what's going on with Dr. Dave, show you what Lisa's up to, and we'll get Chris in a video here pretty quick, and we'll show you guys what's happening. So that's about it. So it's the beginning of May here. It's hot. It's like 28 or 29 down here today. So if you guys are wondering what that is, that would work out to 30, that's around 90. It's around 90 here today, and beginning of May. So that's not bad at all. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. Lots of t-shirts and stuff still for sale, lots of decals for sale, hopefully in a couple months. I'm hoping in around 2 months I've got another design for another shirt that's going to be coming out. It's way cool. Every shirt I bring out is only going to be cooler than the next, because I always strive myself on getting better. So hey, thanks a lot. Remember, it's always a good time and old time. We'll see you next time.